Okay guys, so welcome to the new series that we are doing here. New series, how I am gonna grow my glutes. Whole new series here. Kyle just wrote up my training and I'm gonna document everything for you guys.
Yeah, I think the training program I just wrote in the title, I wrote 40-inch glutes.
Yes, 40-inch glutes. I mean, right now my glutes, I just measured them. They're 34 inches around. I will do a comparison. Well, I'll just go ahead and share my front, side, and back shot right now of what my glutes currently look like, because I'm going to document this all for you guys. Plus, getting stronger in these main movements that I finally found in the gym that I'm like really, really excited about.
Yeah, so that's key. I think a few things to note is, so yeah, getting 40-inch glutes, but like staying tight other places too, like midsection. So it's not like she just wants to have a gut and then have 40-inch glutes that way. Not saying she won't put on body fat or anything like that, but yeah, that's kind of the whole, 40-inch glute thing. And then she's exactly right. It's, she has to be eating enough, right? So we're going to be kind of upping her carbs a little bit. And I think, finding some key movements where she gets excited to progress on and train on. And so I guess we'll show you those and you'll be seeing those.
Well, obviously, how long do you think this is going to take to get 40-inch glutes? Without putting on it, guys, I don't want to put on a ton of body fat, but right now I weigh 130, and I think
that was what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, she's actually pretty light. Like, Lauren's pretty lean right now, even though she's been for almost a little bit more than 4 months post Arnold prep, and she's not that many pounds above stage weight. So she is kind of lean already, and she has kind of grown some fullness into her glutes. And so, I think that was kind of the main thing, is that you're actually pretty lean right now. She has 34-inch glutes. And so, I do think it'll take, I don't know, probably, the whole 40-inch glutes is kind of like a joke in a way, but
I don't
as far
know.
as like growing the glutes,
I think I could do it. I think I need to be gaining about a pound a month.
Okay, that's another thing, is that she has a thing in 9 weeks, like the Angel. She's on stage.
I have the Angel Fashion Show, or the Angel Showcase in 9 weeks. September 24th, I'm going to be on stage.
It's not like she could get 40-inch glutes really quick, but again, we're trying to keep it tight here and everything else. So I'm not going to give a timeline, but the idea is you want to gain weight, but she just wants to gain it really slow, especially the next 2 months. So that's why I say I don't want to put a time limit on it, because it could happen 8-12 weeks, but it's like, okay, maybe we should kind of pace it out and make it over the next 16-24 weeks, like give her 6 months.
Yeah.
We want to do it slow.
We want to do it slow, and I want to document me getting stronger too, and the sumo and in this new Pilate squat, which I'll show you guys today. Kyle will probably record an audio going over me doing it and everything, because I know you guys love that. You love the cues and stuff. So, that's what we're doing today, going to the gym, training legs, and I'm really excited. Welcome to the series, 40-inch glutes. Let's go.
All right, so it's Coach Kyle here. I'm going to give some tips. Okay, so instead of like lateral band walks or doing abduction machine, you can actually do a side lunge, and this will hit your glutes. So it's good for a warm up. Same with glute bridge. So she's just getting blood into the glutes. Kind of wish her low back before each rep was hitting the ground, putting herself in a posterior pelvic tilt with that glute bridge. So again, her warm up is mainly just bringing blood to the glutes. So this is a new movement for Lauren. A lot of times with new movements, especially when it comes to like the sumo deadlift here. I had her switch grips here to help with lat imbalances. So if she does an underhand and overhand grip, it can cause lat imbalances. But anyway, going into these new movements, honestly, you're gonna get strong pretty quick in these first few weeks, and your nervous system needs to adapt, right? You're gonna get better at the movement. So the main thing I wanted Lauren to go over today in trying like a new movement like a sumo that she hasn't done in a while is mainly technique. And I didn't want her hips to shoot up here. So that was kind of the main thing we were gonna talk about today, was pulling the slack out of the bar, keeping the bar close to her body, and then not letting her hips shoot up at the bottom. So a lot of times you'll see that with people with doing this sumo for the first time in a while. They'll not pull the slack out of the bar, and then they'll go too heavy and get hurt, or they'll have their hips shoot up. So that was the main thing, is I really wanted her hips to stay stable and be patient at the bottom of the lift here. And she was. And she is doing a good job controlling it on the way down. She is doing a really good job keeping it stable and having all that activation on the glutes. And another thing with these, when it's a new movement, a lot of times people can go too hard those first few days, because you are stronger than you think, but then you can kind of see how it affects you the next couple of days too. So it's not a bad idea to keep some reps left in the tank and kind of pace yourself. So if you are going to hit some crazy PRs, it's going to be in weeks from now, not just your first day, because you're fresh and not inflamed or anything like that. So you kind of have to play the long game. So again, you can see in this video, I'm kind of just watching her hips, making sure her hips are staying stable at the bottom, coming up out of the hole. And then I think this next scene coming up, I kind of explained that, where there's that slack, there's some space in between where the plates are and the barbell. So it's kind of just explaining to her the slack, that she needs to pull the slack out, not let her hips come up. Because I think as she got heavier with the 165s, I was seeing a little bit of that. So I was just like, hey, be patient at the bottom, pull the slack out of the bar. And I'm probably just being a kind of a stickler at this point, but I think I noticed that when she was lifting the 165 pounds, now I'm explaining, hey, pull the slack out of the bar, but keep stable at the hips and bring your hips under you and forward. So again, a lot of times you see people, and I wanted the bar to stay closer to her body. So now we can again watch her hips here and see if they do shoot up or not, because that's what we were looking for this whole session. And there was a little bit, but honestly it was really good because she stayed super stable with her hips. Yeah, that's kind of the main tips with the sumo within the warm-ups, and kind of getting back into, this is going to be a main hip hinge. Lauren's gotten injured with this in the past, years ago, but it is something that does work better than RDLs for her. So that's going to be our main hip hinge, is that sumo deadlift. And then I think this Pelé squat is going to be her main squat movement. So that's the big thing, is getting back into like a new program, adding in new movements, is one, finding what movements feel really good to help her grow, right? We're trying to grow the glutes. And so this is going to be her main squat movement. The sumo is going to be her main deadlift movement. And she's basically just going to try and get stronger slowly over time, get better at the movement here initially, stay away from injury, and she's honestly going to have to put on a little bit of weight. I know she has a show she's doing with Angel Competition here in September, so she's going to kind of stay somewhat tight for that, but then she should try to gain some weight slowly to put her body in a good environment to put on muscle too, to be able to recover from these lifts. The main thing with this Pelé squat is honestly just figuring out this machine. But once we did that, I think I really wanted her to try to keep her knees out the whole time and keep her hips abducted. So even here you can see her hips, her knees kind of shoot in a little bit on the way down, which isn't that big of a deal, but again, that was the main focus with this Pelé squat, which she's been doing a few more weeks than the sumo. And so with that, I wanted her to keep her hips abducted and keep her knees out
even on the way down, because coming up out of the hole, it'll be easier to have her glutes activated, right? I'm trying to keep the activation on her glutes the whole time. So if on the way down, you're controlling the eccentric part of the movement, right? You're pushing your knees out, you're abducting your hips, you're gonna have your glutes activated. So coming up out of the hole, her glutes will be activated as well. So that's gonna be my main tip when I watch this is, hey, make sure you try to keep those knees out even on the way down. And I think that's kind of the main tip I would say for this Pelé squat. So, all right, hopefully that was helpful. You should comment below, let us know what you want to see as far as training clips, and make sure you like this video and subscribe.
Okay, just walking out of the gym now, and I was just telling Kyle that I'm just really excited because, guys, I was going through like a big kind of post-show funk where I felt so lost in the gym and like with my movements, and I didn't, the movements I was doing, and I was just over it. And now I found 2 really good movements. Like, I haven't sumoed in, when's the last time I sumoed?
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was mentioning to Lauren, and she's like, oh, we should be filming this when we were walking back to the car just now. And that's basically, it's so important to have movements that get you excited to progress on, and excited to go to the gym. And even if, like, she just skipped leg extension, leg curl, and she doesn't skip that stuff much, but it's like she took so much time to do this intro week for the sumos, a lower rep range, so it's a higher load, and she had a lot of warm-up sets for that and Pelé squat and stuff like that. But she's so excited for those movements, she spent a lot of time there, and so it's just, and she's excited, she's happy. And that's another thing I mentioned, was saying, hey, I know sumo was a little bit more injury prone in the past, but she just has a stronger core now, stronger glutes. It's been years, she's not in contest prep anymore, and she's been really controlling the eccentrics on the way down, as well as making sure she has really good technique so her low back doesn't get injured. So it's kind of like, now that it's a new movement, you will progress quickly, but you also kind of want to, just go about it kind of like be patient and know that you're going to hit some PRs in like 4 or 6 weeks from now, not 7 weeks from now, not necessarily this week, even though she could. Like, you could go harder than you did. Right?
But I'm glad I didn't, because I'm gonna pace myself, like Kyle said. Because knowing me, I get in there, I'm like, I want to go heavy, but no, I'm gonna pace myself. And
so yeah, you left like probably 3 or 4 reps in the tank for each set,
But
like,
I have so many more weeks of lifting and progressing with this. So, and last time I sumoed was in Wesley Chapel, which was literally my off season before my pro debut, like before my pro season.
Like 3 or 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
Yeah, I gotta look back and see how much weight I was doing. But again, I didn't have good technique. I was shooting my hips up, so.
Yeah, put your low back in a.
All right,